Welcome back to the Rein in Your Herd podcast. Thanks for tuning in to another episode where we will teach you how to harness the power of the internet to grow your online herd. I'm Laura.
And I'm April. We can't wait to watch your business grow when you implement what you learn from the podcast. Whether you own a stable or a boarding facility, offer riding lessons and horse training, or are building an online membership for equine education, these tips can help you get more clients.
Thanks for tuning in. If you're enjoying the podcast, please hit subscribe and leave us a review. If you share your business name in your review, you just might hear it in a future episode.
Before we jump into today's episode, Laura and I wanted to share some fun information about the podcast and our businesses. I'm so excited to announce that Rein in Your Herd website is up and running. You heard that right, it is up and running. So make sure to go check it out and let us know what you think. All the episodes are up there, and we're trying to transcribe the episodes so they'll be up there too. So if you like reading or you want to go back and take some notes, it'll all be up there. So along with the website being up, now we have a YouTube account, and so all the recordings are up on YouTube as well. And so it's pretty much just recording and some images right now. But going forward, we will be recording our video with our interview guests and with just Laura and I. So that's something fun to look forward to for this year. In previous episodes, we've talked about creating content batching, and picking the right platforms for you to put your content on. I'm excited to announce that I'm hosting a 5-day content camp starting January 20th. So that means this Monday. That will help you batch out your content for your business so you aren't overwhelmed. It will help you figure out what platforms to use and what types of schedules to follow. So if you want more information on that, I will put it in the links on our website, but I will also say that you can find it at makeitrain.com/content-camp. So Rein is REIN, and again, that is makeitrain.com/content-camp. And again, that will be on the website so you can find it easily.
Welcome back to episode 14 of Rein in Your Herd. Today, we are really excited to be talking with Jennifer Wood, creator of Equestrian Businesswomen and owner of Jennifer Wood Media and Jump Media. Welcome, Jennifer, to the podcast.
Hi, thanks guys for having me.
Oh, yeah. Can you tell us a little bit behind the scenes of Equestrian Businesswomen Summit? Like, how did it start? Like, what made you want to get this program out to everybody?
Yeah. So a couple years ago, I had started a couple of my own businesses, and I'd always thought like it would be nice to have a mentor, and I really didn't know how to go about getting one. I didn't know like what the relationship entailed, and how to ask someone, or who I admired enough to work with and that sort of thing. And I kind of started thinking about our community and in the equestrian industry, and how there's so many incredible people and women who work in the industry, whether they have industry related businesses or they work for successful companies, but they're riders as well, whether they're amateurs or owners, and they would have so much insight to give us. And thinking of that, I kind of thought, well, what if we had a conference where we could bring everyone together to talk about that and share ideas and just basically have a community. And it kind of grew from there. At the 2019, let me get my years right, Winter Equestrian Festival, I had, was it 2019? Nope, it was 2018, sorry. 2018 WEF in Wellington. I got together, I just asked like 20 women that I knew that were down there, that were small business owners in the industry, and had a dinner and just talked to them and said, what do you think about this idea? Would you be interested? Would you support it? That sort of thing. And across the board, it was 100%, and they all felt like they really wanted something like that. So I kind of spent the next year thinking about ideas and how to run it, and and how to structure it. And then we had the first summit in January of 2019, and we ran it in conjunction with the U.S. Equestrian Annual Meeting, which was in West Palm Beach at the time. It's there again this year as well, next week. And it was just really cool to be able to reach out to lots of different women and bring them together to, share insights and tips and, just make new friends and, have business opportunities and things like that. So I'm pleasantly surprised and really excited for the future of it, based on the reactions of the first summit and where I can see it growing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started my business in October of 2018, and so I kind of found out that the conference in West Palm Beach was happening as it was happening, and I had such bad envy. I was like, can I jump on a plane this weekend? And my husband was like, no, you cannot. So I'm super excited for this year. I heard everybody was talking about it on social media. It just seemed really fun. So with that in mind, we're definitely going to be there. But for our listeners, tell us when and where this year's summit is happening.
So this year, we kind of changed dates and changed coasts and venues, mainly because I couldn't do it again in January, because I'm on maternity leave. So that kind of, knowing that ahead of time, I had to adjust and push it back. And the next kind of big event that I thought could be cool to work around and would bring people together from different disciplines and in a cool city was Las Vegas. So our summit will be on April 14th and 15th. It's a Tuesday and Wednesday before the start of the FEI World Cup finals for jumping and dressage in Las Vegas. The show competition starts Thursday, and we are going to have the summit at the MGM Grand Conference Center. So it's a really cool venue, and it's connected to the hotel. So, it's going to be really easy for people to stay at the hotel, come over for the conference, go down the street to the Thomas and Mack Arena for the World Cup afterwards. So I think it'll be really fun. And I thought it would be cool to kind of do one on the West Coast, because we did have a lot of interest from people who couldn't make it to Florida, or it was a big trip for them. And, we'd always thought we would kind of move it around every couple of years to make it accessible to people from different regions of the country. So I think this is a good start.
Absolutely. I love where it is this year because it's a $50 2-hour flight.
Yeah.
The easiest trip ever if you're coming from California. So.
Yeah. And I think Vegas is pretty accessible to most people around the country. Like, there's a lot of direct flights. So
yeah,
I was hoping that would make it a little easier for people to travel out there.
Yes. All right, and I'm excited to go too because I might be staying a little bit for the World Cup. I used to work with Mary Phelps, and I know she'll be there for the dressage, so I'm excited to go.
Yeah.
So, what do you think what is the agenda going to be like for the summit, or I guess what topics do you think will be at this year's event?
So this year we're kind of going bigger and better. Last year I thought we had a really cool mix of topics, of people, and it really, I think, touched on a lot of different parts of owning and running a business and being a business owner. One of the big feedback points that we got from people who attended was they wished that they had more time for networking and for meeting other women. Because the time that we had kind of all in one day was limited. There was a lunch and there was a shorter coffee break, but people wanted more time to meet and talk. So we've built in a lot more time for that this year, and by expanding to 2 days, that gives us a lot more time to do some fun things. So the first day on Tuesday, how we're structuring is having some different workshops. So having an expert come and give a workshop, whether it's on how to get financial investments, how to do a business proposal or a business plan in order to gain investors, or how to be a better manager, and how to do a lot of those human resources things that, frankly, I think a lot of people don't like dealing with. And when you have employees, you have to have a lot of structure and know how you want to deal with employees. So there's a few different subjects that we're getting experts in for, and it'll be smaller groups. We have one big room that can kind of be divided into 3 rooms. So we'll have different workshops in each room, and then people can choose which workshop they want to go to based on what they think is best for them and their business. And we're looking at having welcome cocktail reception at the end of the day on Tuesday. Longer lunch hours for people to mingle on Tuesday. And then Wednesday will be a little more of the like the schedule we had last year, with a keynote speaker, probably another motivational speaker, and panels on different topics. I know that social media and marketing was a big topic that people wanted more information on. So that's what one of our panel will be on. Again, we had one last year that I thought was really helpful for people. So I'm hoping, to have that again, and to, we have some great people lined up to be, to share their experience, and even, an expert who maybe isn't in the equestrian industry, but runs a big social media platform, and can give tips that work for no matter what kind of business you have. So that's kind of the general outline, and we're confirming people all the time, kind of, leading up in the next couple months. So we'll be making announcements on that. And I think one of the cool things that we did last year that I want to continue this year was really finding people from lots of different parts of the industry. I come from a hunter-jumper background, so that's where I know the most people. But, last year we pulled from dressage, eventing, reining, thoroughbred racing. So I think, we'll do that again this year to really gain perspective on how people do things in other parts of the industry, and get their insight as well.
Absolutely. That leads me perfectly into my next question, because I'm, say I'm just a trainer for backyard horse people who love their horses and want to go trail riding, or I run a rescue, or, I'm not, quote unquote, a professional rider, or I don't work with professionals, but I own a horse business. Is there a specific niche or industry, or is this overarching one, come all?
Yeah, it's definitely, I've always said from the beginning, like, it's open for everyone. We welcome everyone, no matter what kind of business you have, no matter what kind of horse you ride. It's not specifically for people at the top of the sport. It's not for people who have huge businesses. I mean, people that we had there last year, when we took a survey afterwards, there was a huge range of not only how big their business was, whether it was just them, they had no employees, up to like businesses with over 100 employees, age ranges. I mean, I had a girl who was in high school who came because she wants to work in the industry and she thought it would be, a learning experience for her, up to,
wow, that is so neat. I love that.
up to like, women in their 60s who, had retired from their main job, but now they started a small business because it was their passion. So I think what we really want to do is not get too niche. We don't want to exclude anyone based on, what we offer. So we really want to keep it open for, no matter what kind of business or how big your business is or what you focus on. I think nonprofits can gain a lot of information as well. That's one of the panel topics that we are looking at is, information from people who work with nonprofits. One of the ideas that I was interested in is, as a business owner, how do you incorporate charitable giving into your business and still make a profit? Because I think so many people these days are looking, they want to spend their money with businesses that are doing something bigger than themselves, and that are helping. So that was a topic that we wanted to touch on as well.
I don't like that.
What? Gosh, I'm gonna have to clone myself so I can get
all the work stuff.
So now we are at the point of our halfway break segment in our podcast where we do a pony update.
Okay.
Horses brought us together and we can't leave them out. So Jen, tell us about your horses, what you do with them, why you love them, what you're looking forward to, and all of the good things.
Well, I don't have any horses of my own. I actually haven't owned my own horse since I was a junior rider. I sold my junior hunter when I went to college, and I rode on the equestrian team at South Carolina. And since then, I've only ridden for other people, and it's been, I wouldn't say a regret, but it's something that I miss a lot. I leased a horse like maybe, I don't know, 9 years ago. I can't believe time passes so fast. It feels like it was 2 years ago. And I would say that is a big goal of mine, probably not this year, but maybe next year, is to really get back into riding regularly. I had my son 4 years ago, and then I had another baby 2 months ago. So all of my finances and my time have kind of gone towards them and my businesses. And trying to carve out time for horses is a big goal of mine going forward. And I will say not the last time I rode, I have ridden twice in the past 5 years, which is so crazy and sad to think about. But I'm at horse shows constantly for work, and I'm in the sport, but I'm not actually like riding a horse, which is depressing at times. But the last time I was like regularly riding and doing lessons was in Wellington, a few years ago and 5 years ago, and I got bucked off and landed really hard. Yeah, I dislocated my shoulder for like the 10th time, and I didn't ride another horse after that for a year. And then so every winter since then I've gone out to the barn, like my friend's barn once, and like hacked a horse around. So I think maybe a lot of amateurs can relate, and when you have a bad fall and you're not able to get back on right away, it's going to take, I think, time
Yeah.
to not be afraid anymore,
Yeah. Oh, I know. My time.
Riding horses you don't know.
Yeah, my time's been limited on horses too after having my daughter. So it's been interesting. And since we're over here in Germany, I mean, there's so many opportunities to take lessons and such. It's just hard to find the opportunity. And then my horse is back in the States. So, but we move in the spring. So hopefully I'll be back on them a lot more. That's the hope.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what I'd like to do is, just find somewhere that I can go that I trust, and they're going to put me on a horse that's going to, instill confidence again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even if it's not your own horse, if it's a horse you can get to know and learn to trust, that'll make such a big difference.
Right. And even just like spending time at the barn and grooming and all of that, that's what I love, and I'd like to be able to do again. So
absolutely. Find a rescue near you and volunteer.
I should do that.
Yeah. I never ever ride at the rescue I volunteer at, but I just go out, even if it's just holding a horse for the farrier.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. I will definitely look into that.
And the rescue near me has a ton of minis, so I don't know what you have near you, but there very well may be opportunity to bring the kids too. The kids work with the minis, the adults work with the big ones.
Great idea.
So back from the break, I just had a quick, sorry, I saw Laura, sorry, let me start that again. So go ahead.
I think my tea clunked. I'm not actually talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So back from the break, I know that last year the event sold out because I was kind of like Laura, and I was like, I saw it post, but I was over here in Germany. And I was like, man, I really wish I could go. I was so excited. I actually heard about it on Horse Radio Network podcast. I think it is on Hills Down or one of the podcast episodes. I just remember hearing about it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to go. So for this year, are there, I guess, more tickets available? And what is the investment to go to the event?
Yeah. The great thing about last year and seeing the interest was we were able to increase our venue size this year. So last year we had like about 185 people, and this year we have space for 285. So not quite double, but an extra 100 people can attend compared to last year. So tickets went on sale a couple weeks ago, and they're selling really well. I would say if you're considering it, figure out if you can do it and buy your tickets sooner than later, because once we're sold out, that's it. We can't shove more people in the room because of I tried to do that last year and they said absolutely not because of fire regulations. So, and you can only fit so many chairs in the room, but yeah, sooner than later, make your plans. The cost of the ticket is $219, which covers both days. So you get everything included in that, and the welcome party. So, I think it's a really good investment. for your business, for yourself. When you think about what you would spend, like buying a new pair of breeches, or, getting new stuff for your horse, and things that you consider an investment, I think that's what you need to do for yourself and your business, as well, and make sure that you're putting things back into your business and growing that way.
Absolutely. I'm really excited. I didn't realize it was such a small conference. And that's, I mean, going to a conference of, 10,000 people can be really intimidating, but 275 sounds so like I can actually meet people and talk to them and feel comfortable in my own skin. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to make it manageable. I think if it were to grow to like thousands of people, I don't know that really serves as well. I mean, you would definitely get something from speakers, but I think what's great about ours is, the communication and the connection you can have with people, and with the speakers and the panel. We had Q&A sessions at the end of each speaker and panel last year, and those were some of the most engaging and entertaining parts of the day, because a lot of the women there had really insightful questions that we hadn't thought of, and it led to really good conversations. And I will say, if anyone's interested, and you want to get a taste of what it was like, we do still have the digital ticket for sale on our website.
About to ask about that. I actually did that last year and did the digital ticket, and I loved it.
Oh, I didn't even know it was an option.
Yeah, so if you go on the website, on our ticket page, you can still buy that, and it's a really low price. What was it? I think it's $37.
Yeah, it was. I didn't even think about it when I did it. I just was like, oh yeah, definitely. I just purchased it.
Yeah, and you can watch all of the speakers and the panels from last year.
It says 38. Yep.
38. Oh, I was right in between.
Yeah.
Will the option be available for the 2021 if your tickets sell out?
Yes, we are going to do that again. We last year and this year I've opted against live streaming, just because the perils of streaming live, which I've had to work with at equestrian events, is way more stress than I need in my life. So we are going to record and make it nice and edit it, and then have it available to watch.
Gosh, even as someone who's planning to attend, I might end up buying that because I might want to go back and remember stuff. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's a good resource. And sometimes if you want to go, if you're there and you buy a ticket, you want to be in the moment and really focusing on how you're feeling and having that connection. Then going back and getting the digital ticket, you could take notes, and I think all the people that we had last year, and I'll say probably this year, as panelists and speakers, like if you wanted to reach out to them afterwards with follow-up questions, I think everyone is really accessible and willing to help and want to give their time to people who just want to improve.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I see there's a membership option on the website. Are you still planning on launching that? And what kind of will be involved with having a membership with you guys?
Yeah, so that's something we're working on. I was a little naive in thinking it would be easier to set up than I knew in making the website that we wanted and how we wanted it structured. It took a lot of time to kind of outline how we were going to offer the information and how we wanted it to be structured. So I think, 2020 is where we're going to launch. I still have the goal of launching it before the summit in April.
Yeah.
We're pretty close to that, and I think that will it'll really be a great addition and resource for people who can't go to the summit. And kind of our goals for that is to have a more year-round community for people. The summit is really great, but like you said, it's a very limited amount of people, whereas the membership can really offer opportunities for everyone to network and talk and share ideas and do that anytime, rather than just 2 days out of the year. So kind of what it entails is that, like I said, that networking opportunity. So if you're a member, you can choose to put all of your contact information up there, what kind of business you do, all of your social media links, and having kind of a member directory for people to reach out to. We'll have the private Facebook group and, plan to do get-togethers and have it be a place where, you can go and ask questions and kind of crowdsource information there, doing Facebook Live Q&As with different industry experts on various topics. And then the other big part, which was also the really time-consuming part, was having a catalog of learning videos for members. So, having different people give videos on, bookkeeping and, if you're starting a new business, like, how do you use QuickBooks? Like,
Nice, yeah.
how, or, and making it a little more tailored to equestrian types of businesses as well. And, having it all still kind of relate back to horses and how this industry works. And so that's something that, we've got a good set of, or, one of the other topics we had was, how do you use social media influencers if you're a business? How do you choose someone? How do you work with them? What should you expect out of that relationship? So things like that. And, we see that library growing each quarter, and offering more of that for members. So that's kind of what we are looking for the membership. And we really hope it'll be a great place for everyone to kind of come together and do even more.
That's fantastic. That's exciting.
Yeah, I think that grew directly out of the first summit, and seeing the reaction and how much people wanted it, and they wanted that community. So that was, and it's my third business, and I already have kind of a full-time job anyways, and 2 kids now. So something had to be placed on the back burner, and the membership program was it. So, as we move forward in the year, that's what we'll be focusing on, and trying to launch and make it really helpful for everyone.
That's great. I'm really excited about it, because that's what 'cause before this episode, I asked a couple people what would they want to know more about the summit, and someone pointed that out, and I was like, oh, I completely missed that. So I was like, we have to find out more information about that. Yeah. So
For the summit and all the information that we've talked about today, where can we find all this information?
So the best place is our website. It's eqbusinesswomen.com. There is information about Equestrian Businesswomen, why we started, who we are. Then there's a page specifically about the summit that gives more details. You can find information about last year's summit, who was there, who our partners were. And then to kind of really be getting timely information, I would say definitely follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We announce a lot of information that way. And on our About page, there's a place to sign up for our emails. So emails go out first. So if you're on our mailing list, you'll get the information first. So those are the best ways. And if you want to buy tickets for the 2020 summit, there's a link on our website, and it goes to eventclinics.com, which is where our ticket sales are based for this year.
Perfect. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And guys, if you're rolling your eyes about joining another email list, just a little personal experience. These guys' email lists is very respectful. There is no spam. I've been on there for quite a while, and they have not become an annoyance in any way, shape, or form. So don't let that stop you from signing up.
I was waiting for this email too for when you
I was like, where's the email?
Yeah.
I think Laura and I were talking about it. It's like, have you heard of when it's going to be this year? And I think that's when we asked on Instagram.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely I try not to send out too many emails. And that's part of my business as well, on the PR side. So we respect that. And I think I spent a couple of days, like a month ago, unsubscribing from like 100 different things on my personal email, just because it had grown so ridiculous. So I definitely try not to do that.
Well, Jennifer, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show today. I know we're both excited to be in Vegas this year for the Equestrian Businesswomen Summit. I know I already bought my ticket, so I'm really excited.
I'm doing it before this episode goes live, because I'm going to beat everyone else who's listening right now.
Yeah, we can't wait to see you guys there, and I think it'll be a really fun 2 days.
Thanks for listening to another episode. If you're ready for some extra help with the online part of your business, you can work with us. I'm April, and I own Make It Rain, where I help equine businesses gain exposure online through creating content, social media management, SEO, email marketing, video editing, and more. Let me work in your business while you can focus on your business. So don't get bogged down with trying to do all the things. Check me out on my website, makeitrain.com.
I'm Laura Langfit with Unbridled Content Marketing. I can help you with all your writing needs. From your website to your social media posts, I love to write, and if I were to take a wild guess, I'd imagine that you don't. Check out my Facebook group. It's called Must Love Horses, Small Business, Social Media, and Content Tips. You can get to know me more there. Don't forget to go out there and rein in your herd.